Do you have any update on Kyrie?
I have no update on Kyrie other than he sent a long text to everybody that he was excited. He left the facility at halftime, but he obviously watched the end of the game.
Clearly, you're going to be careful with Kyrie. We'll obviously pay attention next few hours what we hear from him. But how about the numbers here? The winning streak, everything goes back to the last time we saw the Celtics up at the top. And again, NBA record continues. 9-10, now 11 straight wins. Nobody's gotten there after starting 0-2. The biggest note, though, is on the bottom, and that's where I want to go to both of you, because when their moves were made in the offseason, right? Avery Bradley, best defender, guys, gone. Okay? Crowder, tough, gritty defense, gone. Even Olynyk, some of that grit, some of those hustle plays. So everybody said, well, how are you going to do that with kids? They've done it. I mean, they've played great defense from a team standpoint so far this season.
Jaylen Brown adds to that, kind of the Jay Crowder, tough, gritty. Marcus Smart, we know he's tough, gritty. Terry Rozier, and then Jason Tatum's even stepped in. But then you have Al Horford, who knows how to play. And I think sometimes your defense can be your offense as well, because they have teams on their heel, but they understand it's anytime you play with guys that communicate and talk, and you watch Al Horford in that back line, all those guys are communicating, and they can switch with Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Tatum. They do a nice job defensively. You saw the stat. They're holding 6 opponents under 90. I think 10 opponents under 100 when everybody's scoring. Defense is coming easy to them, and they haven't been together. Only 4 guys from last year's team is back, so that's impressive.
You know, great teams set a culture, and then guys can buy in. You certainly had that in college. You had different players come in year after year, but everybody knew what was expected of them, right, when they came in. How impressed were you watching Brad Stevens set that, create that, at this point where a Shane Larkin, Brennan, can come in and be the leading scorer of a game where they get 5 in double figures?
I'm very impressed with Coach Stevens because he's come into college. He's basically just implemented everything he wanted, and it's gone quite smoothly. He hasn't been scared to be himself. You see sometimes some coaches, they're scared to be themselves because some of these guys have more cachet. They have the big contracts. They have the big names. Brad Stevens walks in there and says, listen, this is what I expect from you. I don't care what name is on the back of your jersey. You're going to do this because this is what it takes to be successful. That's what the great coaches do. They find a way to reach their stars, and their stars respect them. It's the same way that Greg Popovich gets respect from his stars. And I think Brad Stevens is probably one of the best young coaches we have in this league right now.
You know, their guard depth, too, deserves some attention because you look at Kyrie not being there. Not many teams have the Smart, the Rozier, the guys they have, the backups that can come in. These are guys who play big minutes and down the stretch can be trusted. Not many guys off the bench in other guard tandems around the league can say that.
Well, Casey, I think you said it best when you started this segment. They can just plug guys in. And when you have that, you have to have guys with that type of attitude. It's not about me. It's about winning. Marcus Smart was a big-time player coming out of college. But he understands his role for the Boston Celtics in the NBA right now. They come in, they play extremely hard. He said it, it's like Spurs like. They're starting to be like the Spurs. No matter who's out, they can just plug you in because of the system, and he trusts these guys. Whenever you get a chance to play a lot, no matter what you are on a ranking, when a guy and a coach trust you, you feel like going out there running through a wall, and that's what I think they do for Brad Stevens.